Hello there, line 5.
Yeah, I've got an echo on you. Hello?
Yes, hello.
You're echoing. Oh, I'm getting an echo back on you.
Do you have your radio on?
No, I'm listening on the net, but that's off.
Right.
Oh, that's better. It's still echoing.
Well, it's, but it's improved. No, that wasn't a joke. Although I always...
Well, we've got to look at the light-hearted side of life, haven't we?
Well, what was light-hearted about asking you if it had improved?
Well, you're smiling and I'm smiling.
Well, I'm smiling because you sound slightly idiotic, but don't let me put you off.
No, I am idiotic.
I think so. Well, at least we're agreed on something.
This is Stephen Folkestone.
Is it?
I think so.
Right.
You really got me confused now.
Good. Has the echo improved?
To be honest with you, no.
That's interesting.
I can hear myself twice.
That is interesting. Just stay there then for a second. Let me see if I can work that out.
Okay.
Why would that be? So you're getting yourself...
when I speak, I'm getting an echo.
Yes. And this is a landline you're on, isn't it?
I'm on a landline.
On a landline. You're getting a bit of echo.
But you're
when you say echo, you mean just yourself back at you?
Yes. It's very fractionally, but it's there. But when I hear you, you're okay.
Okay, well... I'm going to start fiddling with some knobs. This is
we're getting very technically tonight, aren't we?
Dreadful radio, but it's still worth doing. I'm just going to turn myself down a little bit, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you... I want you to count up to 10 for me, slowly.
1.
Has it? No. Make it really sort of lugubrious.
1, 2.
That's good. Now, can you hear yourself back to yourself when you're doing that?
It's still the same.
Okay, well, I'm going to start turning myself down, so carry on from 4.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Better or not?
And it's still the same.
Is it? Oh. Well, I don't know what to do about that then, because everything here is what we in broadcasting call... What?
Hunky-dory.
That's just what I was going to say, hunky-dory.
I know.
Isn't that odd?
20 years of marriage, you see, dear.
Oh, well, that's life, isn't it? No, I need your help.
Go on, then.
Right. I have been on every BBC local radio station over the last couple of days having a request played. Or a dedication. That was a challenge. And I've got a question mark against Southern County, so I must have rang them, but I never heard it. So I wonder if you could play me a request this evening before midnight, and you'll be the last one. It's you and Radio Essex, and Mr. Spenlop is going to do that one, and I'm asking you to be the last one to complete the challenge of all 40.
No.
Oh, that's put that challenge up the creek, isn't it?
It is. What have you lost then? What was it? Was it your car or your home?
Oh, the wife.
Livelihood, the wife.
The wife's gone.
No, is someone going to come and get you in the night with a piano wire?
Well, no, nothing as dramatic as that. Nothing is so exciting.
Oh, it was just a fun bet, was it?
Oh, it sounds like it.
What was the point of that?
What's the point? Well, let's put it this way. He's giving you somebody to chat to for 5 minutes.
Yes, but I'm the one who's having to make it interesting.
I can make it very interesting. I can tell you all where I've been the last 2 days. I've been all over England and...
On the phone?
Well, it's just as real.
No, it's not. You're on the phone.
Well, you're on the radio.
So you phoned, what, 12 regional radio stations?
40.
There aren't 40 regional
There are
stations.
40, not regional, no. 40 BBC local stations.
Oh, local, yes. And what have you asked them to play?
Well, it started off, the challenge was given to me to ask for Madonna's Hang Up, but I got fed up hearing her after about 20, so I said anything at all. Eh?
Who's given you this challenge?
A certain gentleman.
The
challenge came out of something I did last year, and I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll do this year, I'll do this. And then I asked him, I said, come on, what do you suggest I ask him to play? And he came up with that because it's on the BBC's playlist.
So where's the challenge in that, then?
Where's the challenge? The challenge is convincing people like Southern Counties to be the last one to play it.
No! I simply won't. I could if I wanted to, very easily, but you haven't persuaded me in the slightest. This sounds to me like an enormous waste of time. Time is so precious.
What else would I have done with it?
It's all we have. You could have gone round and cleaned a little old lady's windows.
I could have done.
You could have read a good book.
I could have done.
You could have made tender love to a complete stranger. You could have done
I better go then, because I better go now.
You could have done so many things.
Hang on a minute. The last one, it sounds good.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yes. Now you've really put me
Here you are, clogging up the phone lines with this meaningless exercise of a challenge set to you by a certain gentleman to play a piece of music that you don't like, and most radio stations' listeners probably don't like as well, but they'll play it because you're probably the first request they've had this side of October.
That's it.
What an entire waste of so many people's precious existences.
Is that really? Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself. And if somebody isn't coming in the night to get you as a result of your challenge failing, watch out. Keep your doors bolted, because I'm after you.
I'm
gonna come and get you with piano wire.
I'm gonna send Paul round to see you.
Paul?
Mr. Miller.
He hasn't got the balls.
He hasn't. You've gone all quiet.
Not to come and get me, mate. He hasn't. I am not only the biggest mouth in broadcasting, I am the toughest guy in broadcasting, with the possible exception of Terry Wogan.
Oh, poor old Terry.
I wouldn't argue with him. I think he's got men.
I'm just trying to think who I've... Who
do you think's the hardest bloke in broadcasting? Who do you think would be the last one standing if it all went off in the car park?
Well, there's quite a few at Radio Kent that would give you a real good challenge.
You're joking, mate. Oh. You're absolutely joking. Southern counties could have Kent.
Try Mr.
And Solent. We could have Solent. We'd roll Solent over. That wouldn't last a quarter of an hour, that one, in the car park.
You should...
Kent, we'd have them for breakfast.
I shall have Mr. Warwick.
Big girls' blouses, the whole lot of them. Radio London, that would probably last.
At least they go on through the night. They don't pack up and go home in the middle of the night.
Yes, they do.
What, Radio London?
I'm not giving away any secrets here, but...
Radio London, at 2:20 in the morning, I had them play a live request.
Well, that's technology for you.
There we are, you see.
You don't know. But why?
Why not?
Well, what do you mean, why not? Why not's no answer. Why do this?
Why are you on the air?
Why do this? Why do what you're doing?
I'm doing it so that you've got a job.
You are an idiot. What
I know.
You are a thick-skulled moron. What are you?
I'm a Radio Southern Counties listener, okay, that's keeping morons in a job.
Do you honestly think that this job depends on somebody ringing up for no reason other than a certain gentleman suggested this dull, lamentable challenge and play a piece of music that you actually don't want to listen to, and you think that there are people whose jobs, livelihoods and careers depend on this nonsense?
Yes, I do.
Well, you are even thicker than I thought.
There we are, you see.
Now, away you go into 2006.
Where am I going?
I hope you exercise your vote more carefully and intelligently.
What's that got to do with...
Than you exercise your access to a broadcast organisation, sir.
What's that got to do with Southern Counties Tough Nuts?
Get on your bike. And there's no way I'm playing a record for you. I could do, but I'm not going to.
You wouldn't do that to me.
You make me sick. All right, that was an exaggeration. Go on, bugger off.
You're worse than anybody, you are.
No, I am better than anybody. You're worse than anybody. You are the worst caller I've ever had on the radio.
That is terrible to say that.
And when you consider some of the idiots that I've had on the radio, you are special. What are you?
No comment.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Go away. I had to get rid of him in the end, Jane. He was...
Strange man.
He was. Yes, he was. Oh, he was all right.
No.
He was all right. We just had a bit of a,
Do you think he's really done that?
Yeah.
Do you?
What, run all these radio stations and asked for a record that he doesn't want?
I know.
Yeah.
Fireworks can be very macho.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi, good evening, Tommy.
Good evening.
Happy New Year to you and Jane.
Whatever that means.
Thank you.
That's all right, my dear, whatever that means. Happy New Year! He's got a good sense of humour, hasn't he? Shame you missed did you hear Big Ben going off?
No.
Oh, what a shame. If I'd known, I would have phoned you up early and let you hear it through through the phone and the television.
Oh, well, there's always next year.
Of course there is. 2006. And hope it's nice to hear you on, Jane. It's lovely.
Is it? Oh.
Nice to hear a couple. Obviously, you've been together quite some time, which is nice.
Oh, yes.
God knows.
Oh, bless him. You love her, really.
Of course he does.
Well, we've been together for 44 years, it will be in May, so we got plenty to celebrate.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Anyway, thanks for the programme. It's great.
Thank you.
And have a happy New Year.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
44 years.
So besides the man who phoned up asking us to play a song that he didn't want to hear because he'd been challenged to get every radio station in Britain to play this song for no reason.
What sort of chap would challenge him to do that, do you think?
A certain man, he said.
A certain gentleman.
And then that lady there who said that if she'd thought, she would have rung us up and let us listen to Big Ben.
Yes.
Right. Then what have you got? Line 1, we're just about through, but we have...
Is that Tony?
Tony, yes?
Yeah, this is Steve, who you insulted earlier.
Yes.
Okay? I've never been so insulted or humiliated on a radio station before.
Excellent.
You can either apologise, have this going to the top, you've tackled the wrong guy this time. I am sorry, but I rang up in jest and in fun, and you humiliated me for no reason other than I phoned in a telephone phone-in programme.
Are you the bloke who went on about Zimbabwe?
No, I'm not. I'm the guy that had a challenge to get something done on every radio station, BBC radio station, and you insulted me.
Yes, well, it was a pretty dumb thing to do.
Doesn't matter what the thing was.
Yes,
you have no right to insult me.
Yes, I have.
No, you have not.
I certainly have. You were wasting my time.
You're a phone-in programme.
Yes, not a request show.
No, but... Okay, all you had
What do you mean, okay?
All you had to do is politely say, no thank you, I can't help you.
Well, what you were doing was silly.
No, it may be silly to some.
Yes,
okay.
it is silly. It's silly to everybody.
How is it that every other station was very polite, some even did interviews? Nobody, I was
Well, because they're gormless.
I was humiliated.
Because what you were doing was humiliating yourself.
No, you humiliated me by calling me sick and a moron. And as I know that programme has to be recorded, it will be reviewed tomorrow unless you apologise for humiliating me.
All right, shall I tell you what your problem is?
I don't have a problem except...
Shall I tell you what your...
You to apologise for humiliating me.
Not in 1,000 years, and I'll tell you what your problem is. All right, you've got too much time on your hands. Now go away and bother other radio stations and leave us in peace.
Right, okay.
Thank you.
Fair,
yes.
Fair enough.
Do your worst.
You don't wish to apologise.
You have got too much time on your hands.
Do you wish to apologise?
Go, I just answered that question, and I'll give you another piece of advice. Go and do something useful. Stop wasting your time and everybody else's time.
Get paid for
Go and do something useful.
Right, okay.
If you can't take, right? If you can't take
a joke, and I can take
a bit of tongue-in-cheek humour, and you've sat around now,
radio station.
and you've fumulated, and you've decided that you're going to waste more radio stations' time. Right?
Why is it wasting time?
Because you're wasting everybody's time.
What?
You're wasting your time, you're wasting people's time ringing radio stations, asking them to play records you don't want, you twit. Aren't you?
Somebody wanted it.
You are wasting radio stations' time.
I'm not wasting their time.
Ringing them up, asking them to play records you don't want.
I am not wasting their time.
Let me ask you this question. You answer me this question honestly with your hand on your heart. Right?
Yeah.
Are you ringing radio stations and asking them to play records you don't want to hear?
No.
Now you're lying because that's what you said. That's what you said you were doing. You fool!
I heard it a lot of times. I'd rather hear something else. The challenge was to hear that record.
You're ringing radio stations, asking them to play records you don't want to hear.
That doesn't mean that you have to insult me.
You're wasting our time.
And humiliate me.
You're wasting our time.
Okay, so all you had to.
What do you mean, okay? That's not okay. It is not okay to waste people's time.
Is it a waste of time to humiliate them on the radio?
If you're wasting wasting my time, yes.
It's not your time.
You are wasting my time. You're ringing up asking me to play a record you don't bloody want to hear, man.
Does that matter to you?
Yes, I don't want my time wasted.
Then you don't...
Life is short. Life is precious, every moment of it. And when a man rings up and asks for a record he doesn't want to hear, he's wasting my life.
But you humiliated me.
Because you're wasting my time.
So you humiliate anybody that rings you up.
And wastes my time on purpose.
No, it wasn't a case of wasting your time.
I was checking out what you were doing, and what you were doing was wasting my time.
How is it all the other radio stations...
You've asked me that question, and I'm not going to bother to give you the same answer. Why do you need to keep repeating yourself?
Why don't you let somebody else speak?
I'm letting you speak.
Let me have my 30 seconds instead of it going on all the time.
Stop repeating yourself then.
Right, then I ask you this question, okay? And let me finish it before you jump in.
Have I heard it before?
Not all of it.
Not all of it?
No. You jump in. Why have all the other radio stations...
I've answered that.
No, you have not.
Yes, I have.
Wait until I finish.
I've answered the question.
Then if you've heard the question, you won't need to answer it. Now listen to the question. Why have all the other radio stations I phoned in either had a chuckle about it, have a laugh, some have even done recorded interviews. I've learnt a lot about the local radios. I've listened to all the stations
because
around.
They're idiots.
They've all been very nice.
Because they're gormless.
Except for you.
Because they're brainless. Because they're desperate for anybody to ring them.
So, yeah, and you're insulting them now?
Yes.
And you're doing that...
You spotted that.
Are you
well done.
in tongue-in-cheek, or are you serious?
I'm absolutely serious. They haven't got two brain cells to rub together if they think that somebody ringing up for no reason... You're not doing it for charity. You're not doing it for the greater good. You're just wasting people's time.
No, it's not a waste of time.
Well, it is a waste of time, man.
Why would people ask me... Why would they ring me back and ask to record an interview?
Because they're idiots. I've answered that.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'm not going to call you an idiot. I'm just going to report you through the proper authorities.
You're wasting people's time again. Why don't you get a life? Get a hobby. Get a pastime. Do something for charity. Go and work for your local Oxfam shop.
I've done more charity work than you'll ever know about.
What's the purpose of you ringing up and asking for a record you don't want to hear?
What is the purpose of you insulting
I'm asking you a question.
People?
Because you're wasting people's time. I've told you that.
It's not just me you humiliate. I heard the guy to tell you that. Another guy to tell you that you just go for people.
You're a time waster.
And you are a waste of time when you don't let people have their say. Because you don't agree with it. You are the presenter of a radio programme, okay, on the BBC.
Don't listen.
The licence payer pays for as a phone-in programme.
Yeah, but not you. You're not my boss.
Eh?
You're not my boss, pal.
Well, your boss will hear about it.
He'll love it.
What?
He'll say to me, blimey, don't you get 'em. That's what he'll say about you.
Right, and why did you call me a moron?
Because you were behaving moronically.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I wasn't. I was trying to answer you. To start off with, I thought you was jesting.
Let's be clear about what you were doing.
Why did you call me sick?
What?
Why did you call me sick?
I was a bit sick.
You said I was sick.
Yeah, a bit sick.
You called me a sick person.
Yeah, a bit sick.
No, not a bit sick. You called me a sick person, you called me a moron, and you've got other things that you called me as well.
We were having a bit of fun then, but now you...
was not.
Yeah, we was, actually.
No,
if you listen to it
not.
back... Well, if you listen to it back, pal, you will find that you were laughing your socks off.
I tried to get in and have a laugh, but you became serious.
You were laughing your socks off.
You humiliated me.
You were enjoying being in the spotlight, and you're enjoying being in the spotlight now, and you know your problem is that you enjoy being centre stage. You'll do anything you can to be centre stage. You ring radio stations, you ask them to play records that you don't want to hear. You are trying to be a little tiny superstar. Well, not with me you won't, mate.
I wasn't being a superstar.
You were trying to be, and you've got to go now. So you write to whoever the hell you like. You write to Tony Blair, you write to the police, you write to the courts, you write to the judge, you write to anybody, but don't bother me again. Fantastic. Don't laugh, it makes them worse.